Here we have the all-new 2025 Toyota Camry. This one comes in the SE trim level. Supersonic red is the paint color. And then we do have the bolder Softex interior. For the powertrain, we get a 2.5 liter hybrid engine, made it to an eCVT. So just really excited about this one, especially in the SE trim level. I just reviewed the LE, so we're gonna see how it compares. To the front end, we get a pretty similar front fascia here, LED headlamps. Like the look of the new Camry so much, especially in this red, it really pops. And then just having like the front splitters here, that looks really cool too. Big plus is gonna be these wheels. And these are gonna be, I believe, 18-inch alloy. But passive keyless entry on the front. And then one-touch automatic up and down windows, of course, power door lock controls, power mirror controls. And this one's been used, so it's just a little dirty. Trunk release there, gas cap, traction control, auto high beams, hood release. Love the sport pedals, having those here. That's a big plus. But here we do get a power driver's seat with two-way power lumbar support. And I love the gray kind of two-tone here with the white, and especially just having like the sides here being like a sport fabric. It's a really good looking seat there. And I want to give a huge thank you to John Roberts Toyota for allowing me to review this Camry today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're looking to get the best price on one of these in your area, just click on that link down below. It takes a minute to fill out that information, and then I'll get the dealers in your area fighting to get you that best price on a new Camry. But let's go ahead and check out the legroom back here. Now, interestingly enough, space back here is really good. We do get the seat back pockets on both sides. Now, in the LE that I just reviewed, I feel like I had a bit more space, but I think where this seat is powered, it's easier to get it to a more comfortable space, and almost too comfortable. I didn't realize how far back the seat was, but in the LE, my knees were just barely touching the back of the seat. So I'm sure if I had this adjusted the way I should, it would be the same. But there's a view of the front. Love that we get the rear AC vents, a USB-A and USB-C charge port. And then this light is gonna be kind of a yellow, and when I get to the front, I'll show you the LEDs for the dome lights. Bottle holders are here. And then we have our top tethers and our lower latch anchors for the car seats there. Grab handle, and we can hang a few plastic or metal hanger hooks there if you want to put your uniform or dress shirts or whatever up there. And fun fact, child locks on off there. And then over here we do get the gas cap. This will take regular. And then to the back end here, love the exhaust tip. It's very nice. And then we can just go over here, and that's how we open the trunk. Great space back here. And then this one has the all-weather floor mats, but you can lift this up, and then you have your jack and such. And then right underneath that, it's a lot of weight to hold with one hand, but the tire's right in there. So sorry about that. That wasn't as nice as I would have liked it, but again, holding the camera with one hand, so it's hard to do. So I know these seats fold flat because I just did it in the LE I reviewed, which hadn't been touched yet. So I'm gonna see if I can get these to fold down. And there it is. So you just hit that release, and pretty easy to just lock it back into place. Front passenger seat, manual 6-way, which I like. And then we do get a glove compartment here. All the owner's manuals and such are right in there. Now, as we come back around to the front, just gonna take a quick look in the engine bay. This hood is heavy. And there's that 2.5 hybrid engine. But let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. Just gonna take a quick look at everything that you get in the interior. So I love the soft text wrap steering wheel. Love the horn sound. Over here to the radio, we do get a 7-inch screen here, AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth, wireless CarPlay, and Android Auto compatibility. Navigation subscription there. And then we also have our vehicle settings here. And I like to go in here and see the history. You can actually see the fuel economy that this thing gets. Now it is rated for 53 city, I believe, and 50 highway. Language and units, you can go through there and change all of that if you want to. And volume knob right there. Click that to turn the audio off. Backup camera view is phenomenal. Great picture there. Guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. You can change the guidelines there, or you can change the view there. Dual zone automatic climate controls. Fan speed can be adjusted. Temperature can be adjusted on either side. You can sync, unsync there. Cut the rear vents off, set it to auto, or turn the whole system off there. Hazards here. USB-A port, 2 USB-C charge ports, and then wireless charging pad there, which is just great to have. And then a little space to plug your phone in and then have it sitting right there. Bottle holders. And for the shifter, it's ECVT, but grab the lever, reverse neutral drive, and you can do your simulated shifts there. It'll tell you what quote unquote gear you're in there in the middle of the gauge cluster. And then 3 drive modes, automatic, brake hold, and then EV mode, and then your electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. Great center console space, 12 volt. This one you do get the universal garage door transmitter in the rear view mirror there. Again, there are those lights. Sunglasses holders up there. There's a view of the back seat from up here. Vanity mirror drop down. And what's cool is you can actually, this will go off without you having to close the mirror. So you can just leave it up at all times. So that nice white dome light will go on and off with it. Now to the steering wheel, blinkers, high beams. There's auto there. And then we do have intermittent wipers, 1 time off, intermittent low high. We can adjust that intermittent frequency here. Pull up here for the front wiper fluid. Now, a big plus to having the SC is you also get the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel if you want to use those. And then these 4 arrows go through your gauge cluster. You can turn all that stuff on or off. Lane departure system, meter settings, all of that can be adjusted. And then volume up or down, voice recognition, audio sources, you can go through those, track list, radio station presets, and then your safety sense 3.0, I believe you get in this one. Adaptive cruise, hold to just put in the regular cruise, adjust the speed, gap adjust for the adaptive cruise, excuse me. And then you can make sure the lane departure's on, and then you put on the full driver support system by hitting that when you're in drive. But I'll try to demonstrate that on the test drive. Push button starts here. Finally, here's the key fob. And next, let's go ahead and take this 2025 Camry SE out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in the Camry, this hybrid powertrain is nuts. I can say that because I drove the LE about 2 cars ago, and it's just insane how you can just pull out in traffic, give this thing a little power, and it's going. It's just so impressive. I'm gonna give it a little power here. Yeah, the pull is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. It's so quick on its feet, it's so agile, and then you're still able to get that 50 miles per gallon when you drive it, you know, trying to baby it. Now, even with the bigger 18s as opposed to, I believe they were 16s on the LE I drove, ride quality here is still pretty good. I can feel it just a tad in the pedal having these bigger wheels, more low profile tires, but it doesn't really bother me at all. Sound acoustics are still really good. I think I'm in the normal drive mode now. So I'll put it in the eco for now. And one thing I forgot to mention in the LE review, which I'm glad I was driving this SE because I remembered to address this. The regenerative braking system in the Camry Hybrid, the 25, is just, you can barely feel it. And I drive, one of my cars is a plug-in hybrid, the other one is, well, I have three. One of them's fully electric and then one of them's gas powered. And the brake pedal feel in this feels more linear than my Pacifica Hybrid. It actually feels more like, I have a Porsche Boxster, it's a 2000, and the brake pedal feels more like that than it does to the regenerative braking in my Pacifica Hybrid. And that just goes to how well Toyota did when making this car. Just, you know, they have the experience, but the regenerative braking feel, you don't feel, unless you're looking for it very hard, you don't feel that gap between the regenerative braking and the, you know, when it goes full on just actual disc brakes. So yeah, that's downright impressive. It really is. Like, it just feels like a normal Camry when I'm stopping this. Now, I'm sure this will feel weird having the paddles behind the steering wheel with it being a hybrid and it having the eCVT, but still fun to use, just because with a CVT, because you have the simulated just revs of the transmission, you're not having a typical lag when trying to actually shift a gear. So when I hit the paddle, it's right there. It's all electronically controlled. So and it's just fun to use, really. And then another thing I just learned, that just controls the regenerative braking. So I've been using these as paddle shifters. No wonder they don't feel right. But it feels like it's actually doing something when I shift, which is just funny. But you have 4 levels of regenerative braking, so I feel kind of stupid, but it happens. And I should have known better because I've reviewed hybrids so many times, but you get, again, the levels of regen. And what makes it neat is it actually kind of feels like a downshift, so you feel like you're getting that regen back to you when you're coming to a stop. Now, it's not going to be like a one pedal drive or anything, but you can use it kind of close to that, if that makes sense. So I know a lot of people are going to be in the comments saying those aren't actual paddle shifters, or just for the regen, but if you watch the whole review, you'll see I figured that out. Oh man. But I've never really, I can see why that might be confusing, because you can go over here and this puts you into the sport shift mode, and I can see why that could be confusing, where you're using this to actually shift the simulated shifts for the CVT, and then you're using the paddle shifters for the regen. But I'm gonna put this thing in sport mode. I'm gonna give it a nice pull here. I'm gonna gap this truck. Yeah, these things are just, they're so quick for what they are. So we got everything going. So adaptive cruise, lane centering, all that's on now. And I said this about the LE, the practicality behind these is just unbeatable. You can even look at, let's say, a Tesla Model 3, the Mach-E. Although those are electric, you kind of have to make some changes to your lifestyle to really get the full effect of those. I have a Mach-E that has about 63,000 miles on it, and you know, I have a routine, but when I go out of town and things of that nature, I do have to plan my trip. These are, and they've been like this, but just the 25 just knocks it out of the park. Just having all of your safety sense features, something that is very quick for hybrid, very quick. And then you still don't have to worry about the growing infrastructure for electric charging stations. You still just go fill this up at any gas station. It'll take regular gas like any other car, and you're still getting 50 miles per gallon. It's insane. And honestly, I would take this over a Prius any day because the space in here is great. Even though the new 24 Prius was fantastic, this just, again, the practicality behind this, having the space that you need, having the trunk space, just the beauty of the vehicle itself, and just having the feel of just a regular car, not a hybrid. This just feels like a Toyota Camry. It's 10 out of 10 for me. But I want to give one more thank you to John Roberts Toyota for allowing me to review this Camry today. Again, I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're looking to get the best price on one of these in your area, just click on that other link down below. It takes literally a minute to fill out your info, and then I'll get the dealers in your area fighting to get you that best price on one of these. But even its sticker, I mean, these things are a steal. Especially the LE that I just drove that was 30 grand MSRP. This car is just fantastic. That's all I can say. And the other crazy thing is probably the most fun hybrid I've driven in terms of agility, acceleration, and again, a big one being getting 50 miles per gallon. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this new 2025 Toyota Camry Hybrid in the SE trim level.